We're going to start first with the basics of the interactive whiteboard. In this case, we're working with a Smart Technologies brand interactive whiteboard. You can tell the brand of the board by the label up in the upper right hand corner says Smartboard by Smart Technologies. I will refer today to this as a smartboard, although it's important to realize that the interactive whiteboard technology is the generic name, much like facial tissue is a generic name for Kleenex. Smartboard is often used to refer to any brand of interactive whiteboard, but today we are actually working with the SmartTech brand of smartboard. The interactive whiteboard is a whiteboarding surface. It is safe to write on this with a regular whiteboard pen, although you'll find it's difficult to erase the ink from this surface as compared to a typical whiteboard surface. The interactive whiteboard, in this case, composes of a touchscreen surface, some tools along the bottom, which are a series of pens and an eraser, and some buttons that I'll describe in a few moments, as well as software that is on the computer that allows you to use this as an input device. That's indicated in this case by the driver floating tools, which you see on the left side of the board, and I'll explain those a little bit more. Our smartboard in this room has an integrated projector that is overhead, projecting the image onto the screen that we will be touching and working with interactively. You may see a variance in different rooms between projection being on the surface of the ceiling pointing onto the board, or even on a shorter arm right next to the wall pointing on a board. This will vary by manufacturer and make and model of the technology in use in your particular room. I'm going to start with the physical aspects of the board. I'm going to touch the board. There is a small splash that appears under my finger. This is very similar to clicking on the screen, just like you would click with the left button on your mouse. It'll behave very similarly in that when I touch an item, such as the Start menu button, it is as if I had just clicked on that menu. I can hit the All Programs menu. Again, it's just like I had left-clicked. You will see that there is a button on this toolbar on the bottom with a keyboard, which if you press will bring up a keyboard that allows you to type and press on the screen to type letters into whatever application you're working with. There is also a mouse icon with the right mouse button grading with an arrow. That indicates that when you press this button, in the lower right hand corner of the screen it says your next press will be a right click. This means that when I press that and then touch the screen, I'm going to get the menu as if I had right clicked on the mouse rather than left click to select. So the default behavior is a left click type action. When pressing the right click mouse button and then touching, it acts as if you had clicked with a right click on your mouse. The floating tools on the side of the screen consist of a number of different pen types, highlighter, eraser, the right click button, and a quick link to the Smart Notebook software. The surface of the board is a single touch surface on the i685 model, which is what you will find in most of our classrooms. That means you can only touch the board in one place at a time. Trying to touch it in two places will actually cause the action to occur halfway between your finger, because it confuses the two inputs for one single one in the wrong location. Be sure you are only touching with one finger or item at a time. When you lift a pen out of the tray, it doesn't matter which pen you lift, you will see a light indicate which item is active. In this case, I picked up the black pen, the light on the black pen tray illuminates. If I pick up the eraser, the light in the eraser slot illuminates. If I keep the eraser in my hand and then pick up the black pen, the light in the black pen location illuminates. This indicates that the active item is the black pen. When I've set down all the items, none of the indicator lights will be illuminated, and now I'm working in mouse mode again. One of the important items you will need to do when you're first using the smartboard, or if you find that the accuracy is not quite what you were expecting, is to calibrate or orient the board. The orientation tool can be found on the Start menu, under All Programs, and you'll find a group called Smart Technologies. You may need to do this with the mouse on the podium if your accuracy on the touch screen is needing alignment. If I look under Smart Technologies, I will see a group called Smart Tools. Under Smart Tools, there are a number of items that I can use, but the Product Drivers Orient, Product Drivers Orient, or Orient tool is what I want to select. When I select this, you will see the screen comes up with a number of targets. There are different ways you can select these. I can touch the targets with my finger. I can touch the targets with a pen. And for the greatest accuracy, a tip that was given to me by a master smartboard instructor was to put the pen on the board and then release it, lift it off the surface in the middle of the X. It is recording where you stop touching the board, where you release from the board, not where you put it down. So you can put it down anywhere and then release, and it will record that location. That is one way to get the highest accuracy, but you can just touch the board and it'll work the same or similar way. Once you've hit all those points, it is now realigned to the surface of the board so that your clicks and your writing with the pen should follow right where you are putting the pen on the surface. Those are the basic hardware and software functions and starting to work with the smartboard. And now we'll cover some other topics in the additional parts of this video.